Welcome to the Tech Club with your hosts, Jason and Mish. Here to give you the latest news, tech tips, and answer your questions. You can visit our website at www.thecomputertamers.com. You can call in at 818-739-8894. And now here's Jason and Mish, the Computer Tamer. I should hit buttons on my. If you're watching us on Ustream, hello, you can see me. If you're listening on Blog Talk Radio, hello, you can't see me. Jason actually is not at the studio today. He is currently working from home. He is on location, a location somewhere.
On a location downtown.
Yes, and you can see a little picture of him to the right of me. Actually, yeah, you're right.
I thought that was me once first.
Huh?
I thought that was first.
Oh. This little picture next to my head of Jason in front of a computer. Actually, that's his old computer. It's an old photo I found. This is an old Lenovo. Do you remember your old Lenovo?
That was my old Lenovo.
Wow.
Hey.
I don't remember. Anyway, so if you would like to get visit our website at thecomputertamers.com. You can see it on the lower right hand. And if you want to email us, it's help@thecomputertamers.com. And you can email us. We got our email open, so if you are watching live at not 5 because we don't do that anymore. It's currently at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You're welcome to email us, or you can call in at 818. It's hard to see. 818-739-8894. And we'll probably be opening the phone banks up after the half time. After the halfway break. But let's see. We got a whole bunch of news items gonna be talking about. But so there are stuff going on. Do you want to think going on anything specific, Jason, first, or you want me to just continue on with certain news items? You there, Jason? I guess he's not. I think I lost him. No biggies. So, I'll start with the couple news items. Let me put this up. Homeland Security issue. Homeland Security is issuing its own DMCA takedowns on YouTube to stifle speech. Basically, DMCA is the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, and what this does is it gives people the right. Say you have a piece of material and somebody takes it and just throws it up on YouTube. That YouTube is under your instance copyright. What you can do is you can issue it back to YouTube and say, I own that, and please take it down. So what's interesting about it is the fact that it's not just CBS that said, well, take it down. It's United States Department of Homeland Security said it too, which is interesting because the federal government cannot hold copyrights. I mean, because it's basically like, all people own this copyright of everything, because the federal government is an amalgamation of everybody in the country. Are you still there, Jason?
I am here.
Okay, I've lost you for a moment. So what's interesting is that this one YouTube, which I actually found another one supposedly that is exactly the same of it, and it's on our Delicious page, which is acting a little weird. The stacks aren't showing up correctly, but if you go to the feed, you'll see all the things up to the last show, which is August 1st, and you can see there. So if you go to delicious.com/computer tamers, I think. You can see it there. But what it was basically saying that about Obama calls for New World Order, which he has done that. So has previous presidents, last I think 3. But what was interesting was that the federal government or the United States Department of Homeland Security has no right to pull down stuff. The First Amendment protects us against basically this kind of thing, because we can say anything we want on any medium as long as it doesn't hurt somebody physically or financially or whatnot like that. Well, actually, even financially, we could actually say that the First Amendment protects us. That's where the justice system comes in, because then the person, say, lost money, then they sue somebody and they say, well, I lost money because this person said I was a jerk, and they lost money because of it, and then but that's what the judicial system was made for. But what's interesting is, and you can read the article, is that basically it's more not Big Brother, but it's they are saying what can and cannot be said out on the internet, which is not their purview or right to take down. So I found it very interesting because it says on the error screen, because it will say, well, this terms or use have been violated, whole 9 yards, but it says that this one has CBS and United States Homeland Security. It's like that, not cool. So it just shows that and we can go over it. Actually, next is the can you find it? The Senate, the cybersecurity bill, which got defeated. Thank you. Which basically says that, pardon me, hand hurting. Which basically made it so that companies like ISPs and other companies could freely give information, voluntarily give the information on people's habits and whatnot to the federal governments for cyber attacks and whatnot. But it was interesting how it's written is that it says that that it's volunteer, but how the bill is written is it's like a mandatory volunteer, if you know what I mean. But it's just like the CISPA or the SOPA, what people the Stop Island Piracy, the CISPA, which is actually I forgot what that one meant, and the PIPA, the Protect IP. They want to basically control and be able to shut down people's websites and stuff with basically on a whim. One of the things also that was in the cybersecurity bill, which was weird, is that there was actually a gun law that was attached to it, and I'm doing finger quotes to it, that basically restricted certain kind of guns, which is kind of interesting because, well, cybersecurity, real guns don't usually are involved with cybersecurity, unless somebody's SWAT teams do, which does occur quite often. But what else? You have any thoughts on this, Jason? The cybersecurity bill?
No, just that I'm glad it was defeated, and the issue was that it didn't require the government to require a subpoena to get the information from the companies like your ISP, Charter, or Comcast, or Google, or anybody like that. They could just hand it off to the government, and that's it.
Exactly.
I'm sure they're going to keep
trying. Yeah.
To have to keep an eye on it, but for now, and you can keep an eye on all that stuff from us, but directly from the EFF, which is the Electronic Frontier Foundation.
We should put a
very
link.
good at our our rights when it comes to digital age computers and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So EFF.org is a good site.
We should actually put maybe we should put a link on our website for the EFF.
Yeah, we can work on
You can do that.
that.
Sure. Why not?
Let's see. I was going to go up. Speaking of the government, the U.S. Pentagon tells the Missile Defense Agency workers to quit porn. The director of the U.S. Pentagon Defense Agency, which I'm assuming those are the folks that handle our missiles, has chided employees and contractors for using government computers to serve porn. The MDA, an agency of about 8,000 employees, develops fields and upgrades the country's ground and sea-based missile defense programs. And a couple weeks ago, on the 27th, the executive director, John James Jr., JJJ, sent on a memo citing instances of workers accessing X-rated sites as well as emailing explicit images. So I'm glad the people who are in charge of maintaining our missiles are busy looking up
Porn. That's awesome.
And there's a copy, and again on our delicious. They finally removed the stacks. I don't like how it works now. If you go to delicious.com/computertamers, you used to be able to click on the stack for the related show.
Yes.
And here you tag things. So I guess we're going to have to create tags for each show.
Yes, which is.
But it is out there. But there's a snippet of what was in the actual letter as well. So that was quoted from Bloomberg News. So.
Yes, and Bloomberg's awesome. They're always accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next one. Which actually, it's just interesting that that other than the fact that so many of their employees / people that work there are doing this, is that this is the missile defense. This is the Pentagon. If somebody could even get through and go to those, we'll say it, inappropriate websites, what means that people can't get into the and what kind of infections are getting in, because a lot of those porno sites are, let's just say, infections. So it just raises some questions, if you know what I mean. But that's me. I'm weird, and I ask questions about these things.
Yeah.
This was continuing on legal and whatnot. Is Illinois' Facebook bill stops employers from requesting workers' passwords. Why this is good is, well, it's good because it's protecting your privacy. Is that in a lot of states, say you're working for XYZ Corporation. I'll use one. Say you're working for Pfizer, and you're in. We'll say you live in. Well, we'll say Illinois, because that bill is in past. Say Michigan. You work for Pfizer in Michigan. If they ask for your, they have apparently now the right. I still don't know how they have this right to ask for your username and password for your Facebook, Twitter. Actually, I think it's just Facebook and Twitter, because I think the other things are more ambiguous as it was. But the what basically, that's a violation, because then they can see your flaming remarks or the fact that you have drunken raves every weekend, and that's not what we want in the Pfizer's PR department or something like that. But in Illinois, they made it so that you don't have to give this information out. Actually, a lot of this could be done under the standard, the Fifth Amendment? Fifth Amendment basically says you're not allowed, or you shouldn't be able to incriminate, self-incrimination. So, that's why you say you plead the Fifth, because basically, if, say you're at this place and it would have incriminated you, you don't have to actually say it, because, it would just incriminate you. So, seeing that this information would incriminate you, either get you in trouble or whatnot, the fifth would actually come into play here, at least as I understand the Constitution. I'm not, I didn't teach Yale it, but yeah. But a lot of what was interesting was is that a lot of other states are going to try to consider the bans, like Connecticut, which we live in, which yay. New York, California, Washington, Delaware, New Jersey are all considering the ban. So it's another step for us to keep our privacy. Somebody's going somewhere. Somebody has a scanner on. We thought that was interesting. Jason, did you want to do the one on the MLB getting hacked?
Yeah, I'll mention that one, and also just because I thought it was a little LOL moment.
LOL.
Facebook pages related to baseball were hacked. For example, we posted on the. We regret to inform our fans that Derek Jeter will miss the rest of the season with sexual reassignment surgery. Promises to come back stronger than ever in 2013 as many mentalies.
I thought it was hilarious.
It was just what I thought was a little bit interesting was it was related to most baseball pages. Whether it was the New York Yankees or anything.
I think the Mariners. And also
Boston Red Sox.
Exactly.
Actually, the Red Sox was not hacked.
The San Diego Padres got it. The Chicago Cubs, White Sox.
Is grab the passwords for those logins.
Mm-hmm.
With Facebook pages, the page is different than a regular profile page.
Yep.
Never profile page, and I think the limit for people who friend you is what, 550? No.
Yes, it's upwards to 500 or 1,000. I can't remember. They're probably raising.
Yeah, and then when you get you can create a page, or even before that, if you're a company of a page, we have a page. These are pages, but you also have administrators. So I'm an administrator of our page. Meech is an administrator of our page. We actually technically log on with our personal Facebook login. Page, or multiple pages, we choose which page it is. So again, this sort of made an attack. Took a little work because it was all done at the same time. They would have had to have done a lot of legwork before to grab the logon information. These administrators said at the same time. So not only was it in that LOL moment, it also showed that it was just someone viewed in his basement site this night. He actually they had to coordinate. So
yeah.
The other thing with Facebook was just posted this. Obviously, most folks have Facebook accounts. I think they're upwards of 850 million users, and it just makes the question: would you say that people without one are a bit weird? So, Slash.com article referencing a German study on news site suggests this. Who are not on Facebook are abnormal. Just goes to show you how everything is becoming more and more online. Facebook support, and just for folks, keep in mind: is it the CIA or is it the FBI? The government basically owns a portion of Facebook. It's not unusual, used to joke, and now I actually fit. Facebook will probably be the downfall. Mankind.
One of the other things, I don't think it was Facebook related, but it was Google related, which, giant company, is we talked about the Nexus Q, which is their, I guess, dig into, it's almost like the Google TV is like their replacement. But what it does is it allows you to, put media up from like Google and whatnot, watch stuff, It looks like a little sphere that sits there with wires coming out and it has this multicolor thing. Um, they apparently are going to there's going to be delay in the Nexus Q coming out because people are complaining. The people that are hearing about it is that you can get only material from Google. You can't get like Netflix and other things on it. It's just actually maybe you can. Yeah, no, you can't. But whereas like the Apple iTV or Apple TV is you can use Netflix, Hulu Plus, all the extras, even Amazon stuff. So what they're going to do is, I guess we tweak it so that it can have other things in it. They're also going to offer freebies because of the weight. But one of the things also I found interesting was that you can only use the Nexus Q from remotely from a Android device. Whereas, like an Apple one, I think you could do it from Apple and Android because I think they have an app over there. So it's just interesting that they seem to didn't learn their lesson from, the Google TV.
Interesting that that unit is, not that I'll get one, but it was actually a unit designed not just in America, but it's actually going to be made in America.
Ooh. Well. Although that used to mean something, but now that nothing's made in America, I don't think the quality is going to be there anymore. We don't have the track run anymore. I mean, what was the last thing made in America? Only weapons. I think the only thing we make here is missiles, tanks, helicopters. Not even helicopters. I think I made in other places. Jets. Yep. Weapons of war. That's great. We talked about this last week on actually both shows about the Outlook, Microsoft's Hotmail, which is basically one of the first online web-based email systems. Is basically getting changeover and or makeover.
Redo.
Yeah, redo. Refit to Outlook.com, which is going to look more like the Metro interface that's on the Windows Phone or the new Windows 8 operating system. But what was interesting was in the last week, since it basically was announced, a lot of, let's just say, spam accounts were created, and a whole bunch like Steve Ballmer, which is the current CEO of Microsoft. Somebody was able to create at staffers at PC Pro website, which I think that's PC Pro is a magazine. They have a website too. They secured the Steve Ballmer. I think they spelled it wrong. No, they spelled it right. At Outlook.com. One Twitter user secured "Do not reply" at Outlook.com, and somebody else got something else, and I saw it. Basically, they were able to set up these accounts, which, when you see Steve Ballmer at Outlook.com, you think, oh, that's legitimate. So,
right, you would think that most companies, when they set things up like this, they would
kind of lock some of these down.
Right, have already filtered these out, created them, or not allow people to create them, especially for their own employees.
Exactly. The one Twitter guy who got the Steve Ballmer one, actually one got Ballmer at Outlook.com. He started making, let's just say, bad ones. I think Ballmer on Ballmer, his actual Tumblr page, had some interesting stuff. But it's just security and like this kind of stuff that they should have thought of when they set this up. But they're nerds. you're gonna get. They're not exactly the brightest bunch. Let's see.
Well, Microsoft always tends to slip on one or two things, no matter what it may be.
That's true.
In anything that they have, and I can't remember the details on others, but simple things like this that you would think they would think of, they either did and didn't care, or they didn't, which means they also didn't care. So,
Apple. I mean, I've even heard of like Apple doing some of that stuff with the old iTunes, but I don't remember exactly what it was.
well, I just came in my email today, and I just reading it now while you were gabbing away.
I do that a lot.
Apparently Google is complying with an FDA demand, or multiple demands, to secretly disable AdWords accounts of nutritional detox companies.
Okay.
AdWords is those ads that you see alongside either on the own Google search pages and also on websites. There's a little ad that you see there called AdWords, and that's actually where Google gets their significant revenue from.
Other than
so
the
the latest
CIA.
attack on free speech in America comes from the FDA. No big surprise. And it's supported by Google. Again, no surprise. I mean, Google sometimes comes out and it supports the First Amendment, but most of the time they don't. Natural News, this is on naturalnews.com, Natural News has learned that the FDA is quietly and without notice to affected companies, commanding Google to disable the full AdWords accounts. So it's not removing the ads, full AdWords account of nutritional supplement companies offering detox and I'm not sure how you pronounce that, chelation nutritional products.
Don't know.
Secret war against nutritional supplements being entirely outside the law, as the FDA gives no notice to the affected company. It does not give them any opportunity to respond in the event. No judge, no jury, no notice, no due process. The FDA is simply passing legal notice requirements and goes straight to Google, which complies by disabling the accounts, shutting off an important source of revenue for nutritional supplement companies. Let's see here. And I just saw this. Here's a letter from Google responding to the Global Healing Center, which has an account about approximately 1 month after shutting off their AdWords account. I just heard back from the review team, and the information they provided me is as follows. Currently, your website is advertising for and selling blah blah blah. It considers non-prescription, which is spelled wrong, products to be approved for products and quote unquote dangerously misleading. Speaks against the law. There's no judge, jury, or anything like that. So once again, the government is doing anything they can to